Lesson 7.8, Simplify Expressions. The goal of this lesson is to teach you how to simplify expressions that have one variable or two variables. In this lesson's vocabulary, you're going to see words such as term, which is a product of numbers and variables. You're going to see coefficient, which, to sum it up, really is the number next to a variable. And although it's not in here, variable would be the letter that you see in an expression or an equation. Constant would be a number that's all by itself. It doesn't have any variables next to it. And like terms are pretty much terms that are the same, like let's say two sets of numbers, two sets of variables, things that you can combine. And here's an example of an expression, and I'm going to break it down into each section. So for example, that 45 is your coefficient because it's next to a variable. That letter is your variable, and that number that's all by itself is your constant. The 7 is your constant. And if you were wondering what a term is, if you look at this expression here, you've got three terms. 3x is a term, 7 is a term, x is a term. And you can actually combine like terms, like the 3x and the x. Since they both have an x in them, you can actually put them together. In the first example, they're asking you to simplify the expression. So really what they mean is combine whatever you can combine. Like in this one, we could actually combine the -4 and the 6. You can multiply those two, and you would get -24. The letter x, the variable, just kind of comes along for the ride, and you end up with -24x. In example 2, you're given a word problem, and they want you to create an expression from that data, and then combine any like terms that you may have. Now, if you want to, you can go ahead and pause, and then see if you can actually come up with the same expression that I have right here. Now, hopefully you've done that. Now, you ended up with 3x plus 3 plus x. Unlike the other one, which is multiplication, it's a little bit more complicated to combine like terms here. You can only combine variables with variables and constants with constants. So we can actually put the 3x and the x together. One way to think about it, picture 3 x's, and then you're going to put one more x along with them. So that gives you 4x. Your constant, there's nothing to put it together with, so you would just bring it along, and you end up with 4x plus 3. In example 3, you're given some terms inside of a parentheses and some that are not. But don't let that fool you. You can still combine anything that has a y as a variable. So you can put the 14y and the 22y together, and that gives you 36y. And then the x, that variable doesn't have any like terms. You can't put it together with anything, so you just bring it along, and you end up with 36y plus x. And in our final example, you're being asked to use the distributive property. Now, if you think about it, the word distribute means you're giving out something. So in this case, they're saying you're going to multiply 4 times all of that information that's inside the parentheses. So what you would do is you take it one step at a time. And I've broken it down here for you. You would do 4 times 2x and 4 times y. And you keep your plus sign right in the middle. That doesn't get affected. When you do that, you end up with 8x on one side, 4y on the other. And as always, please be sure to subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.